Hey girls, it's Coach Holler. I wanted to share with you today another way to show you how to um, think about defense and offense and serve receive. There's a lot to think about when we are playing volleyball. So, this is just another way to show you how we want you to do things. We've been throwing a lot at you this past week, and so it's important for you to try to understand these different positions that we want you to play in. So, if you look, this rectangle right here that has the blue rectangle, and that's the out of bounds line. The red lines are the 10-foot lines on both sides. This is South Central side and this is Western side. And then right here is the net. There's always 6 people on both sides of the court. And we get to serve first. So, since we get to serve first, I think this year, the majority of the year, our first server is always going to be our setters, one of our setters. So that's who this person would be back here. She's getting ready to serve. Everybody else is in base and on our side, and Western Reserve side, they're in serve receive. So if this is one of our setters, she goes ahead and serves, and she comes up here and gets her feet to base right away after she serves. So on this side over here, Western Reserve, they're getting ready to pass, set, and hit. So let's say this girl right here, she passes. This is their setter, she sets, and they decide that they're going to have an outside hitter. So this setter that's right here is going to set the ball out to the outside. Now I want to talk to you about where you should play outside defense. The first line of defense that we have when Western Reserve is outside hitting is this person right here. This person right here is right front. They're going to be blocking. And in order for us to help that person out, our middle is going to come over here. So these 2 people are going to stand shoulder to shoulder and block the ball. That's our first line of defense. This person here, who's usually the setter, is going to take 1 step off the 10-foot line. And they have to get all of the tips that are right here, a little bit right here. And then if the ball goes down the line over here, we want you to stick your hands up high in the air. All right, the next person that we're going to talk about is the middle back person. Sometimes we'll pull the middle back person way over here. It just depends on the team that we're playing. But right now, for today, I want you to think about it that this middle back is going to be another line of defense off of this blocker's shoulder. This left back person is going to do their transition. So they're going to open step cross together. And they're going to come back here. This left back is where this hitter typically hits the most. Okay? Most of the time, the left back is going to get a ball that is hit well by an outside hitter. Sometimes not. Sometimes the middle back will. I'm just saying it's just often that happens. This girl who is left front, we don't want to just stand there because we're leaving this gaping hole in the middle of the court. So I'd like you to come on in and take the tips in the middle of the court. So any of the balls that are here or here will be this left front girl. Okay? So this girl, Western Reserve, she's hitting the ball hard. She could hit it at any of these guys. Hopefully our blockers will try to stop it or slow it down. All right, so now this girl has hit the ball and it got past our blockers and is now back here at middle back. What's going to happen is this girl here that's playing left front is going to transition and come over here to get to the tee so that she's ready to hit outside. This girl, as soon as she blocks and the ball goes past her or she stops it, she's going to come and get right here in the middle of the court so she's ready for a middle attack. As soon as the setter knows that it's not their ball, that the ball is actually going back here to the middle court, they're going to go to the net so that they're ready to set. And this player here is going to come back and hit 999. Okay? So remember, these are our girls who are getting ready to hit. Hitting a 1, hitting a 5, and hitting a 9. This is our setter. She's at the net. So now we have our middle back girl, and she's passing the ball up to our setter. Our setter is going to set to the outside or wherever. Okay? And then our hitter is going to hit the ball over the net. Now, I'm not going to move Western side so much just because we don't care what they're doing over there. We only care about what we're doing for right now. So as we hit that ball over the net, everyone's going to go back to base. This girl's going to the net. All three girls going to the net. This girl's going back to the 10-foot line. This girl's going back to the 10-foot line in those holes between those people. And now we're watching for what Western is going to do. Okay, where are they going to do? What are they going to do with the ball? So we hit the ball, and let's just say I went to their left back. Okay, so their left back now is going to pass the ball to their setter, and here comes their setter, okay? And then their setter decides, I'm going to set to the middle this time. So she sets to the middle. I want to show you what our defense looks like on a middle attack. So our first line of defense on a middle attack, so here's Western, they're hitting at us, is this person right here, our middle front. She's going to take care of that block. So she's going to block high and hopefully either stop or slow down the ball when the girl is hitting it across the net. So where does that leave everybody else to go? Well, this setter, you're going to do open step cross together and do your transition here. And the same thing is going to happen over here for our left back. Well, there's that gaping hole that's in the middle again. Well, what's going to happen is this left front is going to come and cover the middle again, and right front is going to come and cover in the middle. So our hole is not even there anymore. If the ball drops in between, in the middle of this court, what a lot of coaches, especially me, call it the black hole because it seems like the ball never comes back after it hits that spot, that's going to be left front or left back's ball right here, okay? Because the angle is so much easier for left side passing to the target spot. So Western Reserve is right here. They're hitting, and this is how we're setting up our defense. Now, I don't want this girl to stand right behind the blocker. Most girls that play middle in junior high will swing to this side of the court. So I'm going to have you come and shade this way a little bit. If we have a player who's doing something different, we'll make the adjustment during the game. So this is what our defense will look like when we set it up for a middle attack. So the ball's hit, and let's say it comes and it goes to middle back again. This girl is going to come out for a 1. She's going to come back for a 5, and she's going to go out for a 9, and my setter is going to the net to set. So we've passed the ball. We've set the ball now. Now we're going to hit out of the middle. So our middle hits it, okay? As our middle hits it, we're all going back to base. Everyone is going back to where their base is. You're in base whenever Western Reserve has the ball, okay? So they have the ball now. All right, so let's say it went to their middle back. Our middle front hit it to their middle back. Now we're playing defense and we're checking to see where the ball is going. So Western Reserve is setting it here or passing it here, and they're going to their setter. I'm going to have them bring their setter right here. So it's going to go to their setter. Then their setter's going to set, and they're going to set back a 9, okay? And we haven't practiced that a whole lot yet so far this season, but we will. So when we set back at a 9, okay, I want to show you what our defense is going to look like. Our first line of defense, again, is going to be the block. Here's the first girl who's right across from the hitter. She's our left front. She's going to be the first person of defense. And then the middle blocker is going to come over and shoulder to shoulder right with her and help her out with that first line of defense. If this person here, the hitter is on this side, so if the hitter is hitting right in front of you, you're only going to be 1 step off the 10-foot line. That way you can see and help pick up with the tips that happen. Middle back, you're going to be over here off the shoulder of this girl right here. And this is the setter, remember? This spot, you're going to transition back, open step, cross together so that you get the hard hit. And then this girl is running her triangle in the middle of the court, getting all the tips in the middle of the floor. She'll get a lot of balls there, and so will this person get a lot of balls. Okay? So this is where we're playing defense if Western Reserve is hitting on the right side. And I know on the screen right now, it looks like it's they're hitting on the left side, but you got to just pretend that that's actually the net and it looks a little bit different. So when they're hitting on their right side, that's their right side hitting a person. This is where I want you to be on defense. So let's say the ball comes over the net and it goes to our setter. Well, we always want our setter to get the second ball, right? Well, in this case, it's not going to happen. So what we're going to do is, if this is our setter, this person is going to take the ball, all right? The right front. This person would be coming back for an approach, and so would this person be coming out to the tee for an approach. So if the setter sets the ball and it goes, if the setter passes the first ball over, if the setter passes the first ball, it's going to go then to the right front player. And the right front player could set the middle or the outside. Or she can tip it over the net, whatever she wants to do. If that happens, then the ball is going to go back over on Western side. And I hope that you're saying that everyone's going to base, because that's what you should be saying, is everyone's going to go to base. So I showed you all the different spots from where you're supposed to go for an outside attack from Western, where you're supposed to go to a middle attack from Western, and where you're supposed to go to a right side attack for Western. All right, let me see my time here. Okay, got a couple more minutes. I'm going to show you a few more things. I want to show you what happens if Western Reserve passes the third ball over the net. So, we keep telling you to make sure that we're using 3 hits, because that's how you play volleyball. You pass that hit, pass that pass that tip. You do something with that 3 times. That's how it works, okay? That's called the fundamentals of volleyball. Well, let's say Western decides to just pass the ball over the net on the third pass, or even the second, or even the first. That's going to be called a free ball. Now, when it says a free ball, that's what it means, a free ball. So there's no reason for us to not try to score off of a free ball. So if the free ball comes over, what's going to happen immediately is our setter is going to go to the net, and our hitters are going to come off of the net. Okay, there are hitters off of the net. Now that leaves these 2 little rascals back here all by themselves, which is perfectly fine. Okay? So this is what's going to happen. This is where you're going to go if there's a free ball. So Western Reserve passed, set, and then their set was crazy, and the girl in the back row had to pass it over the net. Everyone should be screaming or yelling free. So the ball comes over the net. Okay, it's going to come over the net, and then you are going to pass it. We call this splitting the back row, where there's just 2 people back here because the setter already went to the net. So let me show that to you one more time. So if Western has the ball, okay, Western has the ball, and they are passing over here, pass, and then they have to pass it back over the net again. We're yelling free, and as soon as that happens, my setter is releasing to the net, going as fast as she can to the net. My people that are at the net are going to come off to get ready for an attack. And these 2 are going to pass the ball, and they're going to split the court. Do you see how the court looks balanced right now? We're always looking for the court to stay balanced. All right. So those are the 3 or 4 different things that you could be, where you could be for defense. All right. I hope this helps. Yay. Go Trojans.